What's going on, everybody? Holden here, and today I'm actually going to be talking about AGL LR Full Power Frieza. So, during the download celebration, I had some really bad luck. Like, I had horrid luck. It was actually awful. Because I couldn't pull either of the units. It took me 1,700 stones to get one copy of LR Namek. 1,700 stones! That's a lot if you haven't, picked it up. As for Freeza, I think it only took like 1,300 to get my one copy. But I think it took 700 to get him, and then like it took the rest of the stones to finally pull third form Freeza. But anyway, I haven't actually made videos on these units because Dokkan hurt me. Like, really badly. Like, it hurt me financially. I'm in student debt now because of Anyway, so, yeah, I probably feel like I've been, like, I don't know, not as vocal about my opinions on these units as of late. College has had a lot to do with that, me being a college student now. So, I want to kind of try and fix that. With my last video, I did get a lot of feedback. People say that I don't really have the most energetic voice. That's mainly because of my recording time. So today I'm actually taking a day off from college. I did a lot of work earlier in the week. That way I can actually record during the day so I can be as loud as I want to. And that's what this video is going to be. So anyway, let's get into the actual main topic of discussion, AGL LR Full Power Freeza. Now, I will bring up Namek Goku occasionally because I think both of these units are actually the best options for every team that they're on, except for the ones that they share, in which case one of them is the clear superior. And I want to explain that. So, first of all, let's talk about Freeza, right? So Frieza's leader skill, Sworn Enemies, Planet Namek Saga. Now, his leader skill is definitely the worst out of the three big contenders for the best unit in the game, which is Namek Goku, Freeza, and UI Goku. And, both UI Goku and Namek Goku, you could argue, have better leader skills. Personally, I would say that, like, Freeza does have an argument there. And that's mainly because of the Namek Goku, or not the Namek Goku. The Namek Goku being on his leader skill. So, like, normally if you're just running Sworn Enemies, you're only going to have, like, the end of Z villains, which obviously not all of them are that good. Incel. Fuck you, know. Anyway, so, all of them are not really that great. It's really just Frieza who's, like, top 5. You know what I mean? And that's a bit of an issue whenever you compare it to the teams like UI Goku or Namek Goku. UI Goku has, like, UI Goku and SSBE, Fizz Blue Boys, Tech Goku and Frieza, all of these big cock daddy units, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's where Frieza's leader skill kind of falls behind. However, thanks to the Planet Namek Saga bonus to his leader skill, thanks to the fact that that's his secondary category, he does have access to Int LR Namek Goku. He does have access to Int Vegeta / Goku, both of whom are top 10 units in the game, no matter who you ask. So, it's still a good team, but it's not the best out of the three. So that is something to mention. Where it comes to Namek Goku, he has the best leader skill in the game outside of Pure Saiyans led by S tier Super Vegeta, but he's not really... Super Vegeta is like the best TUR, but he's not like Namek Goku or Full Power Frieza level, you know what I mean? But let's talk about Frieza's super tech effects now. This is where Namek Goku takes the cake, which is kind of funny because he took the cake in leader skill. That's irrelevant though, because who cares about leader skills that much? But Frieza raises attack infinitely on 12 key. I would have rather him do the 12 key raise, have the infinitely stacking defense. Now, infinitely stacking defense is, I would say, overrated a little bit, but it does really matter whenever your boost and passive, or one of them, runs out, which we'll get to later. Frieza does have a boost that runs out in longer events, meaning that he really does need that defense to stack up, which usually he's fine because of his 18 key, which does infinitely stack it. But I don't know, I would still prefer it if it was on his 12 key, because raising attack isn't as important, you know what I mean? Like, this guy already hits harder than every other unit in the game, except for Transform Super Vegito, and active skill turn Belusions, and active skill turn SSBKK after he stacked up like 20 turns. But, like, in general settings, this guy is definitely the hardest hitting unit in the game. Like, no shit, right? Pretty obvious. So, it doesn't really matter that he's stacking his attack, but, it's whatever. For now, at this current point in time, no event is out that could actually, like, truly, like, you know, drill him in the cheeks, you know, like really hard. So it doesn't actually matter, but as time goes on, it will become a problem. But for now, it's fine. So his passive skill, Emperor's Final Showdown, it's a Bible scripture, but basically what the gist of it is that he has the 100% attack and defense at the start of turn, but he always has that. And he also always has Ki +2. So that's good. The part that runs out, though, is that he gets another, I think it's 100% attack, yeah, another 100% attack and defense, but it's only for 6 turns. So that means that eventually in long events it will run out, and that's why you really need to get off both of his super attacks in order for him to consistently hit as hard as he wants to have consistent defense as much as he wants to. And we'll get to the links and his partners later and why him super attacking all the time is necessary, but it's not as necessary as Namek Goku. But yeah, like this part of his passive, again, it's fine. Like him running out of the buff is fine because most events you will run out of this. It doesn't matter, or you won't run out of this, excuse me. Like the God event, most of the time you're not going to reach 6 turns in the God event unless you're running like really bad teams, no offense. And most of the time you're never going to reach 6 turns in SBR. Ever, especially not with this guy. So, you know, it's okay. But for long events, whenever they really start getting really hard, like whenever they finally release a super difficult hard event that is like extremely long, like maybe LVE on crack, then yeah, this is going to become a factor. Then he gets guaranteed crits against Goku, which is absurd. Both Namek Goku and this Frieza have the mechanic where if they get hit in slot 1 before they attack, then they get a guaranteed super. And then in the second slot, their 30% chance to do an additional super, because both of them also have that. It can proc off of their first attack, or it can proc off of their hidden potential system attack. So what that means basically is, like, let's say Frieza does a normal, or he does like, oh, he's not normal. Let's just say he does his first attack, right? Well, if he doesn't get the additional to proc from his passive in the second slot, he could then roll for his hidden potential system additional. And then after that, his passive would try to roll again. So he'd get 2 rolls for the 30% chance to do an additional super, which is really helpful. That's why sometimes you can see him do 1 super in slot 2, do a normal, and then do another super. That normal was from the hidden potential system, and then the second super was actually from his passive. So that's a little bit unique to him. I don't think UI Goku and SSBE work the same way, which is kind of funny considering that it does kind of say that they work the same way in their passive. But I would imagine that the reason it works like this for Frieza is because they're saying that he has to be an attacker, right? Let's see. Yeah, he has to be an attacker in the second or third slot. So, it doesn't say when attacking, so I don't know. It's whatever. The fact of the matter is, he has it, it's broken, that's all that matters. His active skill is actually extremely powerful. I'm the one who will kill you. You can almost get it in, like, any hard event. Every long event you can get it, that matters. Every God event you can get it, that matters. I mean, well, actually, you can get it in every God event. No, I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, every God event. Basically, virtually every Super Battle Road that he's in, except for Wicked Bloodline in the second fight, if you kill Goku right away, I guess. I guess that's one of them. There might be more, but that's the only one I can think of. So, like, yeah, this active skill is, like, incredibly versatile for Frieza, which is another thing that he just has way over Goku. The other one is that, you know, he has guaranteed crits against Goku, and Goku only has against Frieza, and Frieza's kind of, like, not that common, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so the active skill. Okay. How do I want to explain this? Okay. Alright. So imagine SSBKK, right? SSBKK is in a Nissan. He's in a Nissan car, okay? And he runs into you with that Nissan car. That's his active skill. You're the passerby on the street, and SSBKK is a Nissan driver on crack cocaine, and he runs into you. Okay, can you understand that? All right, good. Frieza is a what would be a good yes. Frieza is a bullet train running into you, and you're on the track. That's the difference. Because you want to know something? Let me explain this to you. The way that these active skills work, right? Active skill attacks are extremely easy to break. And that's because of the way that super attack raises play into active skills. I'm about to get nerdy for you for a second, so allow me to get nerdy. We're getting nerdy, all right? So if you want to skip ahead, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But if you want to listen to the nerdy stuff, here it is, right? And if you read my blog, you know what I'm about to say here. Super attack raises are actually like for like the attack raises on super attack. So like for example, let's just say Tech Ultimate Gohan, right? Tech Ultimate Gohan, he greatly raises his attack. He greatly raises his attack every time he does a super, right? In his base anyway. Well, that's not the same thing as whenever he raises his defense. Whenever he greatly raises his defense, it immediately multiplies into his base defense stat. Well, not his base defense stat, but his defense stat for that turn, right? Well, super attack stacks for attack don't work the same way. And the reason I keep calling them super attack stacks is because super attack stacks or super attack raises are inherently adding to a super attack itself, to the actual super attack. That's why they don't seem to be that massive. So like for example, let's bring up a unit who just infinitely raises attack, like STR Kefla, I guess. You know, you really don't notice her attack shooting that high up from just the stacking, right? Now you do notice it from the additionals. I'm not trying to downplay her damage whenever she gets going, right? But like, she doesn't stack fast. Like, everybody can agree that. Like, she'll, like, stack up, like, 1,000,000 a turn if she gets both supers off, which is, like, good, but, like, that's not super fast, you know what I mean? And the reason for that is because instead of multiplying with, like, her other attack stats, instead of doing that, the super attack raises just add into the super attack buff itself. So that means, like, if you did immense damage, you had an SA you have an SA multiplier of, let's see here, let me just double check this. I'm sorry, I'm kind of recording this without a script because ADHD moment. All right, let's see, immense 10. So that's if your unit is SA 10, and they're doing a they have an immense modifier, English. They're at 505% for their SA modifier. If they have hidden potential, then they're 580 because I don't feel like explaining this, but I'll show it on screen and type it up, and it's there. So just say that like they're doing an immense super attack. It's 505 damage, right? Well, for Kefla, since she raises her attack and it's by 30% every time that she raises it, it's not like the 30% is times any other boost. You would just add it onto the 505, which means that technically there's not a separate phase for the super attack, right? So that's why these attack raises don't really look that high. They don't stack fast, to us anyway. Until you get to active skills. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, and you kind of have to understand how phases work in Dokkan. So for Dokkan calculations, you have to, like, understand that each buff for a unit calculates at different times. I'm not trying to speak like you're a kindergartner. I'm just trying to explain it as simply as I can to make this quick and easy. So each buff in Dokkan is at a different time that they trigger. Like in terms of like how the game calculates them, not as in like, oh, the game like stalls and then does it. Like, no, not like that. Like, I'm just saying like they have different proc times. And what that means is that each phase will multiply into each other because they have different times. They don't add together. They're not the same buff. They have to multiply. And as I just explained, attack raises on super attack, they do add because they're in the same phase. They activate at the same time. See what I mean? Active skills are not at the same time as super attack raises. So, for a unit like SSBKK, who by the way was the only motherfucker to do this fucking attack for like years. He was the only one because I think Dokkan didn't know what they, I mean like they probably knew what they were doing, but they didn't know what they were doing, right? I mean that's why they made them like so shit defensively, but like, you know what I mean? he greatly raised his attack on each super attack. And he has an active skill attack. Active skill attacks calculate in their own separate phase. And what that means is that they have their own separate time. So, if you raised your attack infinitely on your super attack, infinitely not as in like, oh, you raised it by infinity. I mean, like, you stacked it up and the stacks didn't go away. Those stacks must apply because they're on the unit. You know, whenever you load up into like a new turn after you've done a super attack and like his attack at the bottom of the screen before you get orbs is higher than it was last turn because he stacked his attack. Well, that's the game telling you that these stacks don't go away, that they're already there. They're already on the unit for that turn. And what that means is that they will also have to apply for active skill attacks because they're forced to be in a different phase. But since an active skill attack isn't a super attack, they have to multiply. And that means stupid damage. I'm talking big boy numbers, like a Whataburger. If you even know what that's a bad analogy. Just think of like a Subway sandwich, like a foot long, the Big Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like massive numbers. And that was SSBKK. That was like his best quality for years. And now we have units that do that again. And that's Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza. See? Now we're finally getting back there. Now, Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza, they have this luxury, right? Now get this, right? So, Full Power Frieza is an LR. And Namek, Goku is an LR. And they have high attack stats. Because they're LRs. So, what happens whenever you give SSBKK 20,000 attack, and he additionals every turn, and he raises his attack, and he's an LR. Yeah, I think you're getting the point. So, at the time, for the longest time, the virtual highest attack stat possible was SSBKK. If everything went right, which it literally cannot, it's like actually virtually impossible to see this, but theoretically it could happen. SSBKK would hit for over 4 billion damage on his active turn. Like, if literally everything went right, it'd be like 4 billion or something like that, or maybe a little bit higher. I think, there was a calc for this, on the Reddit for Frieza recently. Because I think Frieza actually beat him. Let me get it real quick. I will post it on the screen. As you can tell, I'm going to be editing this video way later. Yeah, it was Piplup. Shout out to him. I didn't really ask to use this, but fair use? Question mark? I don't know. I'll give you credit, I promise. So anyway, he calculated that Frieza's max APT, the image is actually incorrect because the image he didn't account for something. He later corrects himself in the comments, is 8.6 billion. So it's almost double. It's double what SSBKK could get in the max situation. So yeah, if you get these active skills off, you're gonna kill what's ever in front of you. It's pretty clear. So, you know, the fact that Frieza can actually get the active in almost any content that you're gonna be running him in that matters, it's an extremely big lead over Namek Goku and over UI Goku, dude. UI Goku doesn't even hold a... UI Goku's active skill is like the poor man's active skill. It's like, it's garbage. It's disgusting. It's awful. Trash. Mid. It is mid. Mid! You know what I'm saying? Compared to this Frieza active skill, right? I'm talking UI Goku's like over here in like the 6 to 7 millions if he gets a crit or whatever the hell. Frieza's in the billions, bro! It's sticky! You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a plus for Frieza. Now let's go to the next big thing for Frieza. We got the link skills. Now, Frieza's link skills, they're not the best. Like, there's a lot, I mean, they're good, but, like, they're not the best for Frieza units. Like, obviously, he's missing the big cock links, like Thirst for Conquest, he's missing Metamorphosis, but he does have links like Big Bad Bosses, Big Bad Bitches. We always like to talk about that one. He's got Universe's Most Malevolent, which is extremely powerful. You know, it gives a huge attack buff at 20%. Fierce Battle, goated as always, legendary power. Now he does have Nightmare and Prodigies. Prodigies is really good because it can link him up with some of the Vegetas that'll be floating around on his team. And by some of them, I mean the only one that like really matters, which is the Int LR Vegeta / Goku. He can link up with Prodigies. So if that guy ends up being in the 3rd slot, boom, there you go. Now, you don't really need that because 3rd form Frieza has it. I'll get to that in a second. But it does exist, and that does matter. So the link's not completely dead like some people make it out to be. Nightmare is also a really good link for his other teams specifically, because you won't really be running many Nightmare units on Namek Saga. There are some on Sworn Enemies, though. Like, for example, you have the Fizz Angel Frieza. You have... Fizz Angel Freeza. Is there like no other good ones? What? Okay, you have Fizz Angel Frieza, and then on Namek Saga, I guess you have Zarbon and Dodoria. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Zarbon and Dodoria, the GOATs! Oh, I guess you do have Int Final Form Frieza, the EZA one. He'll be good in long events whenever you're fighting like the legendary Goku events. You know, that's a good partnership, I guess. But anyways, the ones that matter are big bad bitches, Fierce Battle, legendary power, you know, shit like that. Prodigies, yeah. Goated link set. It gives him so much defense, and by so much I mean like literally like 25%. So it's actually not that much in hindsight, but it's still a lot more than Namek Goku's 5%. That poor bastard. I think the UI Goku is like 12, right? Well, let me check. 7, 5. No, he's got like, what's that? 17. Namek Goku has 17% defense and links. Okay. So yeah, Frieza still has higher defense stats. Get fucked. Anyway, so as for the categories, it's a little bit different. Frieza does have a lot of categories, but I think Namek Goku actually... Wait a minute, does he have less? I thought Namek Goku had more. Oh shit, they have the same amount. Oh, fuck me then. Alright, never mind. I take it back. My bad. Well, shit. Sworn Enemies, best unit. Planet Namek Saga, best unit. Full Power, best unit. Transformation Boost, best unit. Wicked Bloodline. Terrifying Conquer. Final... Dude, this is not fair. Exploding. Oh my god. Inhuman Deeds, Dead Team, Space Traveling Warriors. He's like the best unit on all these teams. Like, I don't need to go over this. I mean, like, Inhuman Deeds, Exploding Rage, Planetary Destruction, Full Power, and I think that was it. I mean, like, those teams, they have access to like STR LR Broly and like Namek Goku, some like on Full Power. I think Namek Goku's on it, and Exploding Rage as well, right? Yeah, he is, because the the Full Power, or the Angry Kamehameha. Jesus Christ, his active skill. Words. I mean, like, you can like argue that they're like better on this team's. Inhuman Deeds is you know, like STR Broly is just kind of like these new LRs. Okay, let me specify this. In SBR, STR Broly's way better. I mean, SBR Broly's the best unit in the game damage-wise, right? Like, are we really going to argue that? No, we're not. Like, everybody agrees with that, because that's facts, right? I'm just giving you the car facts right now, right? But in normal content on these teams, Frieza's the best pick. Next best pick is Namek Goku, because they're literally just STRLR Broly, but stronger, because Broly has the additional, so do they. Theirs just hits harder, because they have Mega Colossal on both Super Attacks, which I kind of did forget to mention that. I do apologize. But yeah, that's the overview for Frieza. Basically, what we should take away from this is that he has extremely powerful links. He has extremely good passive skill, like really good. His conditions are very easy to get. Leader skill is great. All of that. Whenever we're comparing him to Namek Goku, who I'm not really going to go over too much in this video. I did say I would, but I mean, it's already 20 minutes fucking long. That's a long-ass time. But we're not going to go over him too much. Basically, what you need to know is that his super attack effects are better. Like I said, he raises his defense infinitely on the 12th key, which is infinitely better, way better than Frieza's, but, you know, that's okay. That won't matter for a long time. As I said already, his leader skill is... Dude, his leader skill shits on Frieza's. Like, it's not even close. Legendary Existence has like UI Goku, Namek Goku, Broly, the God Kid Buu, Int shit. You know, like all these great units are on here. And like then he also has Super Saiyans, which is, you know, S-tier Vegeta, you know, like Tech Gogeta, you know, those guys. Yeah, they're on there. They're on that team now. Yeah. UI Goku's team is shit compared to Namek Goku's. And Namek Goku's passive, he doesn't get as big of a boost in his passive skill. He only gets the 159, but then he gets another 59% in the second slot, which makes his attack stats in the second slot really high. But here's the reason why that doesn't actually matter for Frieza. Like when comparing him to Frieza, it's because since he doesn't get defense as well, Namek Goku is kind of screwed in that second slot from ever having higher stats than Frieza, because one, the attack buff, while good, Frieza has way better partners that give him support. Third form Frieza. So like that means that his attack stats are already forcibly, inherently higher. No matter what Namek Goku does, Frieza will usually hit harder. It's a bit unfortunate. I hate it because I wanted Namek Goku to be the best unit in the game. But what can you do? It's a Frieza unit. He's got good links. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there. Now, Namek Goku doesn't have bad links. He has the most generic link set in the game's history. You know, he's got that AGL LR Gohan link set. Literally, like, link for link, the same link set. So, obviously, it's a good link set. But it's versatile. That's why it's good. It's a versatile link set. It's not a powerful link set. It's a good link set. But it's not broken. You know what I mean? Broken as in the buffs that he's getting. He's getting a lot of attack, which is good. But he's not getting, like, tons of defense, right? As for his categories, he's the best unit on Legendary Existence. To me, he's the best unit on Pure Saiyans. He's the best unit on Goku's family, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, Saviors, not even close. Turtle Skull, Miraculous Awakening, Powerful Comeback. Oh, wait, no, Namek Goku does have more teams, doesn't he? Because now he's on the Friendship category. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Global right now because I'm a Global main, but yeah, I think he's on the Bond of Friendship category. Good team, by the way. So yeah, no, Namek Goku does have one more team. Okay, cool. So what to take away from this is that Namek Goku, he doesn't have a partner. I mean, like, he has tons of linking buddies, but like, unlike Frieza, he doesn't have a linking buddy who also gives him, like, big, cheesy Big Mac support. Like, he doesn't get, like, a McDonald's hamburger Happy Meal Wombo combo and, like, an Eminem Flurry like Frieza does from Third Form Frieza. Like, you know, he's not getting McDonald's with his mom like Third Form Frieza is, right? Or, excuse me, like Full Power Frieza is. So that's kind of where he falls a little bit short in terms of, like, his numbers, but they're still really high. They're still better than UI Goku's numbers. Now, this is where the UI Goku thing comes into play. I've mentioned him a couple times already throughout the video. His team is better than Frieza's, as I've already said. But you could argue Frieza's team is better because it has Namek Goku on it and the Vegeta/Goku on it. So it's a bit debatable. People like to think, and I get why, but people like to, like, bring up this crit thing for UI Goku. Like, okay, let me explain this as easily as I can. It does not matter if he crits unless they're all 55%. If they're all 55%, then sure, his crits matter. But if they're all rainbowed, like you would imagine they would be, since you're comparing which unit is the best means period, with everything in account, his crits don't matter because they can also crit, and they hit way harder already. Like, the crit mechanic for UI Goku and SSBE is fantabulous, but it's not better than getting a guaranteed additional in slot 1, or having a 30% chance to get an additional that rolls twice in the second slot, or just starting out with more than 200% attack at the start of the turn. Like it does not matter. Like, they hit harder always. It's never a question or a debate. You'd have to get bad luck with them to make them hit lower than UI Goku, okay? So, like, don't bring up damage in UI Goku's favor. Another thing, don't bring up his defense stats in UI Goku's favor either. Start of turn defense, sure. Start of turn defense, he has higher start of turn than Namek Goku. I'll give you that. But after Namek Goku super attacks once, or has one turn to stack, his defense is higher. It takes one turn. He just needs to super twice, and he's at higher defense. Like, I don't understand the stats argument. The only argument that matters for UI Goku is the dodge. That's literally it. You could say the revive matters. No, it does not. Now, okay, don't get angry at me. The revive is really powerful, but you're not going to get it in most events. It's too RNG. It is working in your favor. And I'm not saying that dodge doesn't matter, because dodge does matter. And the dodge is the reason why I'm saying the revive doesn't matter, because his dodge is really consistent. And defensively, he's better than both Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza. In the hardest content in the game, you would pick UI Goku over Namek Goku. You wouldn't pick him over Frieza because I don't think they share any teams that I can think of other than like the Goten and Trunks Kamehameha team with like Gifted Warriors added onto it. I guess they share that team. Why would you run it like that though? But I mean, other than that one example that I thought of, they don't really share any teams, so it doesn't matter. But I still want to talk about it. I think that's really dumb to like limit units into like their certain categories, because at that point just make an extreme list and make a super list. Who cares? I want to pick the best. That's it. End of story. King of Kings. You know what I'm saying? And in my eyes, it's not UI Goku, because the only thing he has is dodge. And like, okay, think of Pure Saiyan's ESPR, right? What wins you Pure Saiyan's ESPR? You could say UI Goku's dodge, but is that the only thing that's going to beat it? No, it's not. Now, I'm not saying that's the only thing that Full Power Frieza and Namek Goku have over him, is that UI Goku can't solo ESBR. Obviously, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that his dodge alone is not winning you the fight. Because if he gets hit, you'll die. But that's the same with Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza. If they get hit, they die. So what does that mean? Are you just going to rely on your dodge? You can, and it can work. Truth's shown that already. However, you cannot win unless you immobilize the enemies with stuns. So even saying that Namek Goku is better in this harder content is valid. And I agree, he is. He is like better defensively in these harder contents, but like he's not beating them by himself. If you don't stun the enemies, eventually they will kill UI Goku. They will hit him. Like on average, they will eventually tag him and you will die. It's that simple. So like in any scenario when you're beating this event, you're gonna have to stun the enemies regardless of whether or not you have UI Goku or not, because you'll lose. And if you're stunning them, then the dodge will eventually not matter. It'll matter the first turn, but at that point you could just run a defense unit. It's just the same thing. Just run like STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, which you do. And whenever you do, get his stun, and then look at that. It doesn't matter. The dodge doesn't matter. Then what matters? Killing them before they get unstunned. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's only this one scenario where you can argue UI Goku's better, because in every other scenario, it doesn't matter. Because they have higher stats, like way higher stats in offense, and then in defense, it may take one turn, but they get higher too. Frieza just starts out with higher defense, but like Namek Goku, it takes them a minute. And if they both have better stats, they both have more categories, I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I think Namek Goku might have higher. Wait, hold on, what is that? 2, 4, that's 5, so that's 10. And what's Frieza get? Counting with Holden. Yeah, they both have more categories. Sorry that I had to look that up. That was kind of embarrassing. They both have higher categories. And, or more categories. They both have better stats. They both have way stronger active skills. Granted, you won't see Namek Goku's that often, but even when you don't see it, it's not like UI Goku's active skill is really pushing his damage cap or anything like that. You know what I mean? So they both have better active skills. I would argue that they both have better leads, personally, but like if you want to say that UI Goku has a better lead than like Frieza, sure, I don't care. I disagree, but whatever. And if but it's contentious, right? So like if the only thing that you can argue for UI Goku is his revive, how often do you see the revive again? Can you send me screenshots of you getting it? Like out of every 10 runs, how often do you see it? My point exactly. So I guess he has the revive, and then he also has dodge, which again is a valid argument. I'm not discrediting that, but I personally think that the dodge isn't everything. And whenever it isn't everything, I'm going to choose everything else that they do better than the one thing he does better than them. Okay? That's just how simple it is. I know that took 35 minutes. I'm sorry that this was a bit of a rant video type deal. I don't have a script. I'm kind of just going off the cuff. I wanted to get my energy out there because I know a lot of people really wanted me to have this kind of more enthusiastic tone. I kind of hope that I delivered on that, even if it was a bit of a ramble. But I did try to hit all of my points that I had in my head to talk about today. Hopefully you guys can see where I'm coming from. I think Full Power Frieza is definitely the best unit in the game. I will put gameplay in the background of the video. Obviously, I will reference whenever I need to reference something while I'm talking, I will pop it on the screen. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, we have been in a bit of a icky spot, a bit of a touchy spot right now in our community, not just Dokkan, just like Dragon Ball in general. I don't even need to say why. It's pretty obvious. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are handling this okay. Just make sure that you understand that, you know, even though people may pass on, they're not gone forever, right? So as he would always say, you know, love and laughter always. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.